Hey guys, it's me, Lego Lee, 3 Shenanigan here, reviewing the biggest, most expensive Lego set I've ever reviewed. Wait. What the heck? What was that? What in the world were we just looking at? Nope, I was kidding there, guys. We're reviewing for my 250th video special, the Lego Star Wars Millennium Falcon. It cost $140, has 1,254 pieces, which comes out to about 11 cents per piece, and it's really worth it in the end. It's just a phenomenal set. There's the box. You get 2 instruction manuals, and the first one has 83 pages of building. The second one has 71. So let's move on to the minifigures you get with this set. Here are the minifigures you get with this set. Now, these minifigures are cool, but there's nothing to go really crazy about, in my opinion. But they are cool, don't get me wrong. You do get Han. He is apparently brand new. I don't know what's new about him. I think this version has never had this color pants like with this torso, but that's not really that new. But you can see his detail there. Unfortunately, mine has a little bit of a paint mess up. I don't know why that is, but just mine, because it's obviously not every single Han has paint mess up. This is Chewbacca, and do you guys think he can do a good Wookiee noise? I've actually been practicing my Wookiee noise lately. You want to hear it? Let's go. Yeah, that was probably either really good or really bad. I don't really care. But yes, this is Chewbacca. He's a very cool minifigure, and he's been seen before. The only thing new about him is he has a gunmetal bowcaster. A brand new Princess Leia. The only thing new about her is her face, which is the same as Princess Tamina's from Princess of Persia, so it is double-sided, and her new hairpiece. It's kind of the same bun style, just a little bit dark brown and a new mold. I actually really like this new hair mold. I was skeptical at first, but I do think it works really well, and it actually looks a little bit better than the old one. Now you get probably my favorite figure in the set, this new Luke Skywalker. He has a new hairpiece as well, which does look very cool. I really like it. That's his face, and his double-sided face is just really creative. What you can actually do is flip his face around, and you get this little gray helmet. You can put it on so he has the blast shield over his face, which is cool. He has the blue lightsaber and the gun. You get Ben Kenobi here, which I don't really think they should have included. The same with Darth Vader. These two figures, they could have easily been left out. I'd rather have R2-D2 and C-3PO than these two guys, but yeah, Darth Vader, of course, has that face under his helmet, red lightsaber, blue lightsaber. I guess they're trying to reenact the scene where these guys, fight and they're escaping from the Death Star, but these characters could have been switched out with some others. So a pretty cool figure lineup, nothing to scream about, but it's a really, iconic figure lineup. Let's move on to the massive vehicle. Now, if you call yourself a real Lego Star Wars fan, you gotta have yourself your own Millennium Falcon, and this set does not disappoint. It is huge, it is awesome, it's one of the best Millennium Falcons. I mean, it doesn't really compare to the one that's Ultimate Collector Series because of the sheer detail in that one, but this one is really good. Now, there are a couple flaws, like most sets, every set, but I can excuse those flaws just because of the way it's designed. Let's get those out of the way real quickly. Obviously, you can see on the roof there are big gaps, especially right there. There's small gaps on the other sides, but right there are very big gaps, and you can actually see inside. So if this is a real spaceship, everyone would suffocate and die pretty quickly, so that's a little bit of a problem. And the other problem is these wing things, whatever they're called, in the front are just too small. The actual vehicle, they are a lot bigger, but since the way they designed the cockpit here, they can't really make these wings big enough without interfering with the cockpit, and it just wouldn't look right. They would have to do it the old way, the old original Millennium Falcon, where the cockpit was pretty much off to the side. It wasn't like, centered with the vehicle, and these things could be bigger, but that's not accurate because the cockpit's supposed to be like this, but these things should be bigger. Now, those are really my only problems with the set. Besides that, it's amazing. So you can see the outside detail. There are stickers on this. Everything you see is stickers besides the cockpit. The cockpit is completely printed, so there's 2 printed bricks on that, but everything else is stickers. There's a nice rotating turret on the top here. The same goes for the bottom, and the turret rotates 360 and actually moves up and down. You got the rotating satellite, which could have a little bit of an extension, but the way they designed it kind of prohibits that, and I really like the way they made it so it can move up and down. They use battle droid arms in a very creative way, and that's very cool. Now the cockpit over here, there's lots of ways you can take it off. Basically you can just pull it off like this, and it's kind of an escape pod in a way, because it's only connected on by those Technic pins right there. And then you can open it up, and you can see inside. Now, I've seen lots of reviewers that are like, you can only fit one figure in this cockpit. Well, they obviously did not try at all. I mean, you just take your Han Solo. Obviously, you're going to want him in the cockpit, and you can see there's a lot of space in there. And if you modified it a little bit, I'm sure you could actually fit around 3 or 4. You can just put Han there and get Chewbacca. Make sure his right arm, or well, his left arm, the one from my right, is down, and you can easily just fit him behind Han there, and you got 2 figures in the cockpit. Now this whole chair thing can actually kind of pop off. On the 2004 version, the whole chair thing swiveled, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, then you just put that back on, and look, both the figures are snug in the cockpit. Obviously, the real Millennium Falcon, like 4 or 6 figures can fit inside the cockpit, but this isn't really exactly to scale. But yeah, there's some great details going on the side there. That looks really cool. I really like the way they designed this, and it just looks really cool around. It looks great. The back has that same kind of engine design, but you know, the engine design's almost perfect. It's been used for like all the Millennium Falcons. Now the bottom there are these landing gear, which you can take off, but they're not retractable, which, you know, is a little bit disappointing, but I don't really care that much. Then over there's some flick fire missiles, which you know, they're kind of hard to flick with one hand like I'm doing right now, but I'm pretty sure you guys know how that works. Now let's open up this entire thing. Now the first part I'm going to open up right here, just right here. You can pop this off very simply and pull out this piece. This is a very nice play feature, and this is basically, you can sit 2 figures on it and it goes down inside here. I'll show you how that works. There's just those red pieces, and it slides through on those red, well, I just dropped it by accident, but it slides through on those red pieces, and you can have it so Han and Luke are controlling both the turrets when they fight the TIE fighters in episode 4, so that's very cool. Now to open up the rest, it's very simple. All you gotta do is just individually open up each and every one of these little platforms. It's very easy, and they don't fall off like the old one because they use the little bit more stiff trapdoor pieces, which is really nice, and each one opens up very simply, and you got it, that one opens up. Well, that broke. That's never happened to me before. Same thing happened with the Frigate review. That's very odd, but yeah, and then you can see the entire inside. It's very nice. Now over here, you can probably tell what that is. It's a little probe droid that Luke fights in episode 4. So you can just take your Luke Skywalker with the blast shield on and stick him in there, and you can probably put Obi-Wan by him, and there you go. He's got to find the probe droid. Got some tools there. The hyperdrive engine, which in some ways is really small, but I'm pretty sure they probably looked at the old one and they're like, whoa, that thing took up half the space of the back, you know, so we're gonna make this one smaller. It does look pretty nice. There's a couple stickers, and you can actually fit something inside that little crate there. Random cups on the ground there, and there's 2 beds there, which is kind of cool. And then over here is where they play the game. Of course, there's no R2-D2, so you can't have Chewbacca fighting or playing the game against him, which, you know, kind of is really odd, in my opinion, why they didn't include R2 or C-3PO. Now there's some very nice control details there, lots of controls and 2 seats for people to sit. Then over here, if you can see this, if you push that down, that is actually the boarding ramp for the Falcon. This is like sideways. Sideways views are exciting, aren't they? So that's actually the boarding ramp for the Falcon, which is pretty cool. And you can just get that and push that up. Then another feature like that is over here. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if we can zoom in here. See that little red hook? You just kind of get your fingers down there, open that red hook, and that's where they can smuggle things or hide from the stormtroopers. So that's, you know, another play feature. Now to close this thing up, all you gotta do is just, you know, individually put up these flaps. You gotta make sure that that one goes down before both of these. And then you gotta make sure all these go down, and then you put this big one in the front here on top before them. And it really looks cool. I really love this vehicle. It just looks so amazing, and I mean, it's awesome. I really love it. It's a great vehicle. It looks great. Even though there are a couple problems, hey, the Frigate had problems, and that was an amazing set too. I'm actually going to do a video called Falcon or Frigate where I compare the sets and tell you which one I think is better. But stay tuned until that. You guys know I'm going to give this set a 10 out of 10. Definitely buy this if you can. It's a fantastic set. This is LEGO Lee 329 signing off.